anemometer, used to measure wind speed.
Wind could be caught in the cups, causing them to spin and a reading to be read off. However, in digital anemometers, a small fan is installed and the wind would push it, causing a reading to appear on the digital screen provided. The anemometer should be pointed in the direction of the wind to catch the full wind and wind speed to ensure the most accuracy in its readings. VANE anemometers are easy and simple to use, but the readings of wind speed may not be accurate. Digital anemometers are more accurate than the VANE anemometer, but equally simple to use. The data collected may be represented in a graph, which would allow for easy recognition of changes in wind speed at certain times.
The wind vane, used to measure wind direction.
The respective arrows of the wind vane point to the different poles of the world, the north, south, east, and west. When a gust of wind blows, the arrow, or anything designed to point to a certain direction in the middle of the wind vane, will point to where the wind is coming from due to the different surface area, yet same point of gravity on the wind vane. The wind vane should be placed in an area that's unobstructed, or placed in an area that could affect the direction of the true wind. This would affect the readings of the wind vane. Sometimes the wind may be weak and might not have enough force to move the wind vane to point where it came from, which would affect the readings, as you would read it as there's no change and no wind, but there might have been. The comparison of the direction of where the wind approaches from can be compared against the previous readings in a simple table.
Minimum and maximum thermometers, used to measure temperature.
This instrument can determine the maximum and minimum temperature by reading the rise and fall of temperature. First, push the button and replace the signals to where the mercury in the thermometer reaches to. Whenever the temperature changes, these signals will move up and down the capillary tubes in a free position. By reading the base of the signals, you would be able to read the temperatures of the last rise or fall. To ensure accuracy in collection of data, check the signals and make sure they are placed exactly upon the mercury in the tubes to ensure the best and most accurate readings. Limitations of the technique that may be experienced in the process are that the changes in temperature may be too small and insignificant to be noticed. The temperature readings collected could be plotted into a graph, which would show the rise and drop in temperature over the span of the day.
The SLING psychrometer, used to measure relative humidity. The SLING psychrometer has two thermometers, a dry bulb and a wet bulb thermometer, mounted together as you can see. The wet bulb thermometer is wrapped in muslin that is moistened with distilled water, while the dry bulb is left unwrapped. This is so the wet bulb thermometer can reach the lowest temperature quickly due to the water evaporating from the muslin, and the dry bulb thermometer can reach the highest temperature. To use the psychrometer, wet the muslin with water first, then simply swing the sling for about 20 to 60 seconds for the temperatures to stabilize. After doing so, quickly note the two temperatures on the thermometers. To ensure accuracy of measurement, take multiple readings of the psychrometer and calculate the average temperature of the two thermometers. The difference of the average temperatures of the two thermometers will give a depression value, which can be used to obtain the current percentage humidity values. The rain gauge, used to measure precipitation. The rain gauge is an instrument used to measure precipitation over a certain amount of time, which is usually done monthly. Rainwater is collected and read off a measuring scale where the readings will be taken down and tabulated into a table. A limitation of this instrument is that it does not show an exact reading of the amount of rainwater collected, so readings may be slightly different.